Today I'm going to replace the motor assembly for this energy ventilator. It's already been taken out. It's trying to figure out what's going on, but it was not starting. You could hear this noise here when you rotate it, and it looks like the motor is kind of seized. And I thought about removing the motor and just replacing the motor, but I don't have the parts to be able to pull that from the axle there. So the best way for me was just to go and replace this whole unit. I'll put a link to where I found one that I just got shipped in a few days to me directly from the manufacturer. And we'll go from there. This is what the cord looks like. It goes installed in like a diagonal diamond shape like it is here. The two filters I removed come from this side and this side towards the intake of the air. Look how filthy they are. So I also did buy replacing the filters that I'm just going to put in when I go, and after I clean this I have to vacuum it and vacuum the inside of the unit. Make sure you know what year your unit was built in because there are different part numbers. Mine's before 2006, so I had to get this one for the EV200. And this is what the new unit looks like, and it's just a matter of popping it back in there in the same order I took it out. So I'm just going to do that next. Got the new unit in place here. One thing that is always good to do before you take anything apart is to take pictures so you remember how it went inside. It could have been upside down, but just pay attention, for example, to the directions of the labels. There are a couple little holes here where the holding bracket went, so you got to make sure you reattach that. I put the electrical box back, and now I just got to make sure that this input is into the fans, connect correctly to the pipes. Probably the hardest part of this job is just literally to get the new assembly back into place. You can see back there that the input to these fans have to go into the vents. That's all you really have to be, to be certain of. Then, I put the screws back in that are holding it in place. Same here, so you get, 3 screws that are attaching it to the outside frame. And now this place, it's all back in, and then you want to connect the power. Now don't forget that, hopefully you already have the power off at this point, but always work without the power off. I got my replacement filters. Notice that it's got 2 sides. This one here actually goes attached to the core, and this part is for the air intake. But this part is oily, so you just got to be careful when how much you hold it, and just slide it in here. Just like I did here. I got my core in there. You can see the 2 new filters. The core, you just attach it with the 4 screws, 2 on the top, 2 in the bottom. Now all I gotta do is just go power the unit on and make sure everything is working. Put the door back, plugged it back into the power, and now listen to that quiet sound of the air being exchanged. You have to make sure that if you have a timer that controls how often the air gets exchanged, so you turn that on to 100% to test it. But this is probably a 45-minute job. It would have cost me about $800 to get someone else to do it.